Thank you for joining us for our What's Up Wednesday virtual training. There it came. I'm Ann Witherspoon, and I've got Elena A-Day on the other computer, and I've got John in the sound booth. He will make things fun for us. We are your iTechS from Midlothian ISD, and today we have a very special guest from Adobe, Tanya Avrith, who is our Adobe Education Evangelist. Yay! Okay. And we're going to be talking, what we scheduled for today was to be talking about Adobe Spark and how this digital tool can amplify and accelerate learning. But you don't have anything for me? But
you're going to learn today.
That's right. You are going to learn today. Before we get started, though, I have a question for you, Tanya. Oh, one thing, let me do a little housekeeping. Please, up in the view part, up in the top right corner of your Zoom, make sure that you have speakers selected. Elena and I are running this weird little program called and so it just makes it easier for us if you have the speaker selected. We have a big question for Tanya just as we get started. It looks like there's been a recent update to Adobe Spark, and I was really hoping that I could feature it on our class link, but it's not quite ready yet. But I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Tanya, and if you would tell us all about this recent update.
Absolutely. And well, welcome everybody. Hi, it's so nice to be here. Hi, Anne. It's been a while. It's been a minute. I'm so thrilled, and I know we are short on time, so I'm going to just pop in and share my screen and walk you through this new recent update. Share a little bit about what it is, what the new updates are, what you can do, and then I'm going to share a challenge with you guys and some really quickly kind of show you some resources that you can pop into and use with your teachers, as a teacher in your classroom. So does that sound about right, Anne?
That sounds perfect.
Okay, great. So let me share my screen. And Anne, I know that, every district has a different way of approaching login. So I will let you or defer to you in terms of how that login works. So does everyone know how to log in at your district?
I'm not really sure, but we have it in ClassLink, so they can always go through ClassLink, and we are in the process of having ClassLink switch out the Adobe Spark logo for the new Creative Cloud Express logo.
Okay, that is perfect. That's all I needed to know. So you have ClassLink, you log in, your students log in, it makes it super, super straightforward. Otherwise, once you get in, I'll kind of walk you through what's new and how this new interface works. And of course, we're always connected back to teaching and learning. So the new interface and, is a little bit updated, but honestly, it's not a huge change. And what's really exciting is it wasn't just a name change. They actually rebuilt all the code on new code. And so what's really exciting is all the updates in the next 6 months are going to be finally kind of coming. They were paused for a while because they were relaunching everything. So you'll see a lot of updates in the next few months kind of coming to you at your school with your students. So first off, one of the newest updates is these quick actions. So this is like a really quick and easy way to do some creative some kind of like quick creative activities that you might be, what you might have done in the past that might have taken longer, that now you can do super quick. So if you wanted to just like really quickly go in and remove background to an image, there I am. I was going to do something with that where I'm holding something in my hands. It's just taking a second. It's going to just magically go in, and I have like 80. There we go. And I could go and I can either download that and poof, I have my remove background. If I click on customize, it will open it up inside of the graphic feature, which is like formerly posts, right? And I can then go in and manipulate it even further. So this is like a really quick and easy way of taking any kind of image and being able to kind of build on that. I love this if I was working with students and I was doing like character analysis, if I was reading a book and I wanted my students to be able now to like build like a scene from a book that they're reading, or if I was learning about a historical figure and I wanted to pull in different elements from that time period and tell a story visually. I love this. And so it's really straightforward. I've added my image. I can go here and I can add different elements. So I can go into photos, and this is something that's also really new and exciting with Creative Cloud Express for Education, which is what you have access through your domain. You also have access to now all of the Adobe stock images. Usually in the past, that was extra. You had to pay for a subscription for like seriously crazy good, like insanely beautiful images. And now that is part of the like what you get access to. So you're not only getting access to like the tool, but you're also getting access to like Creative Commons, like all these images that are high quality that you can use. So let's say I was here and I was like, I wanted to hold the moon. I don't know. I'm just doing this like really, because it just seems like it could totally work in this particular image. So I could grab that. I'm going to grab my image and I'm going to just add that to the backgrounds. And I can go in here. This doesn't work totally well. I probably make myself a little bit bigger, but I'm gonna like, I can start building. So really quickly, honestly, you can make stuff look really nice, and your students can make stuff look really nice. And I love this as visual storytelling as a way to like really enhance things that you're learning. If I love to pair this with visible thinking routines. So if you do like 6-word summaries, 6-word memoirs, anything like where you have those kind of creative constraints, that works so well. And it's just really straightforward. So I have my image, I can go in here, and now there's all these new text sets. In the past, we had text sets, but now there's like so many that you can work from. And so I can go here and kind of grab a theme, headlines, paragraphs. So these are all available, and I can add my words. And I can also modify the images really, really nicely. One of the things that's really cool about this is the filters. So I can go in here and I can actually do like dual tones and pick and choose my dual tones. And use like different color combinations. I can use the color picker to kind of like grab like the color. So, creating stuff that looks really beautiful as you get used to like understanding, like I have my toolbox in the middle, and then I have my sandbox where I'm like creating from, and then I have all of my tools on the right-hand side, and then I have all the extra pieces on the left. When you kind of understand that, the way that it works, it's really straightforward to create really, really beautiful looking content. And I can kind of go in and play around with all of the filters there. And I have enhancements, blur, and color. So anything I create and I want to add, and I'm just going to grab some text and put it in there. What will happen is on the right-hand side, as I click on it, all of the editing features will pop up. So this is actually grouped. So there it is. And then I can play around with, different shapes and colors and highlights. And so that's how I kind of teach it with kids. Like if I click it, I edit it, and all the editing features that if anything I clicked show up on the right-hand side. And once you get that in the frame of your head, it's actually really fast and easy to create stuff that looks beautiful. One of the other things that's really interesting about this is, Photoshop, like our more robust tools, are created on the premise of layering. And that's actually like industry standard way of thinking about the way we approach the creation of content. And so we actually now have this feature where you can start to see layers unfold. So it's such a great way of teaching like the concepts of design and the way that like things ultimately will work when you start working in more of the professional tools. So there's kind of that layover there. So we have this ability here, which is really cool. One of the other things that is really neat is how, like, ways you can share. I know that you have publishing turned off, correct me if I'm wrong. And so I want to be able to show you like ways that you can share. So first of all, you could send your content, like, and I'm just showing you the graphic piece, but there's also video and page, and I'll really quickly like pop into those in just a second. But I want to show you something that's really specific to post, and that is these two things. One, all of the pieces that I'm going to show you can send to Drive. So you can share in Drive and then, you know, send it off there. So I'm just going to I'm going to share into Drive. This is like my community account that I share with my team. So when I go in here, I can access it inside of Drive, and now it's sent to Drive. All right. So let me just double that. All right. Send to Drive. So when I'm going to go into Drive, my recents. Alrighty. All right, I gotta come back to this. I'm having like my own moment of like, where did it go? Okay, but more importantly than that, I think from like a teacher standpoint is this, and that is my ability, here, let me grab this, my ability to create templates. And I think that's like really, really fun and engaging. And it's such a great way of being able to get students to start a project with some, you know, kind of creative constraints attached, and sort of scaffold the project out. So I get asked this a lot, like ways that you can share with students. So one of them is through Drive, and that's one way you could do it. The other way is when you create a template. And so I can create a template where I go, okay, so like the moon, all right. All right, I can add a note, and then I can create my library. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to go here. I can either add it to a library that I currently have, or I can share to my own library, and that's going to be my iTech library. All right, so I'm going to save my template inside of my iTech library. And so it's creating it right now. Now, where do I find it? Over here on the bottom left corner, there are libraries. And so I would open it up and, all right, I'm going to go here. There we go. There it is. So I now have my asset, my template inside of my library. I can click on it. I can add more projects if I wanted to, and have templates that I can share with my class. I can also add assets. So this comes in handy, like if you had certain images, logos, like any kind of bits, things that you wanted to share as like a starting point to create a project off of. And I could go here, and there's two ways I could share. And it's actually really straightforward. You guys are a Google district, I'm assuming, if you're saving to Drive. So either one is I could, you know, add people manually. Like, so if I was working with a group of teachers on a project and I wanted to like have all my assets in one place, I could do it that way. Or this is the easiest way. I'm going to create a link. Literally just grab the link, and I can add it into Google Classroom and say, hey, grab this link, and it'll open up and they'll be able to access all the assets, and they'll have it accessed inside now of their Creative Cloud Express Drive in their library. So once they're open, they'll have access to it. So that is like a really nice feature that's like really easy to share out. And then what it does is like a photocopy machine, right? It just like creates a template, opens up, and it doesn't affect the original one. And that's a lot of what we have been doing with our creative challenge this month. So let me grab this. So we have a creative challenge that we've been doing this month, and I want to check for time. Anne, how am I doing for time?
Doing great.
I feel like I'm like,
Well, I know we have actually probably about 10 minutes left, but I love this. And let me just say one thing. What I love that you've shared is that these are like quick ways that the teachers can create a creative opportunity for the students to show what they know. And it doesn't have to be a week-long project.
no, it really doesn't. Like, I think of these as like, you could do these as like formative assessments. Like, I love the idea of like, you know, and I love to pair these with visible thinking routines. So if you're familiar with like Harvard Project Zero and you kind of like think of like headlines, or I like clickbait, like I kind of renamed headlines because like what kid knows about headlines anymore, but they do know about clickbait, you know, so like ways to synthesize ideas as clickbait and like create clickbait memes, like synthesizing a meme from something you know, so those kinds of like fun activities that would be great as formative assessments that you could also, the nice thing is like you could download these. I don't know, and if you use like a Google slide to, you know, slide deck to share, or like, I don't know if you use Padlet or Wakelet or whatever, but like, you know, being able to showcase like learning that way and having students kind of be able to express themselves and share all the different features that they're learning and have the opportunity to share that amongst each other is really powerful. So these are some quick one-offs. I really quickly want to make sure that, and I won't get into it because I only have like 10 minutes left, but we also have the ability to create video and web pages. So creating if you're a Chromebook, and you guys have, I'm going to guess there's a lot of Chromebooks if you're Google, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We actually, this is our first year to go to Chromebooks. We've been Apple MacBooks and iPads, and we have iPads K through third grade, and then we have some third grade actually using Chromebooks, and then it's Chromebooks up through 12th grade.
I love iPads for the littles. I mean,
Yes.
I still do. So I think that's great. Yeah. Well, what's nice about like, I was a big iPad, like you know, I'm an Apple distinguished educator too. Like I was doing one-to-one iPads in 2011. Like we piloted our first one-to-one. So like, I totally get that transition to like Chromebooks. You're like, I can't do all the things I used to do. I used to cry like, where's all my creativity tools? So what I like about Creative Cloud Express, at least like on the Chromebooks, you could get kids to create videos and it's part of the suite and it's really straightforward and easy. So let me really quickly show you this unless you're not familiar with it. So first off, this is video. It starts off with story stems, which are phenomenal. If you're working with English language learners, if you're working with kids who just need like some scaffolding to get going, kids like me who are dyslexic, I have dyslexia. So like, just like synthesizing big ideas for me are often like really challenging even as an adult learner. So just kind of like getting this, like tell what happened as like a story stem to get started, I think is so powerful. And so I'm just opening it up really like I have like 80 tabs open, guys, just FYI. So you'll have to bear with me. It's like embarrassing. So here it is. I have the ability right now. Think of it as like a slideshow that you can add video, icons, and images, and record in 30-second increments per slide. That's kind of what it is. So it's really straightforward and it doesn't take long to create something that actually looks really great. And then when you look at the bottom, it's like who, when, and where, this happened, then this happened. But like that's sometimes all the student needs just to get started, right? And so I can go here, and what's also really great is it pulls from, I can upload a photo, I can take a photo. If you use Screencastify on your Chromebook, you can pull in some video from that. Like you can kind of app smash a little bit still. I know it's not an iPad, but like you could do the best you can, you know, with what you have access to. And I can grab in and also take an image straight from my Chromebook if I wanted to hold something, but just kind of to stitch together like that visible thinking piece. Because, you know, the moment a student presses record, that's power, right? Like I can create a graphic all I want until I'm blue in the face, but like until I'm able to like pull that graphic in, like I love that app smash of like they download that graphic and then they upload it in here and then they press record and they explain their thought process or they explain like their work and be able to stitch together some of like screenshots of things they're working on. This is very powerful. very, very powerful for them. So you would, grab an image. I can go in here and I can find free photos. I'm just going to go here and I'm going to go Montreal because that's where I'm actually from. So let's say I was like, who am I? I'm going to talk a little bit about Tanya Avrith. Like Tanya grew up in Montreal, Canada. Like, here we go. That's actually it's like they had the Olympics and anyway, so I could go in and I could talk about that. I can add text. So I'm going to go like all about me. All right. And then I can press record. Hi, everyone. My name is Tanya Avrith, and today I'm going to share a little bit about who I am and where I'm from. All right, so I could go in here. If I didn't like it, I could remove the background so the student can listen to it. Hi, everyone. My name is Tanya Avrith, and it's really loud. I hate hearing myself. It allows me to add music. The music's all Creative Commons, free to use and share. If you're app smashing and you want to create your own in GarageBand, go for it. You can upload it. I'm speaking your language, I hope, because like that's kind of how my brain functions, right? So you can still do that. You can still kind of like use some of the old tools with this as well. I can easily resize. I can make it square. I can choose a theme. So I don't have time with you guys today, and bring me back. I'll do a deeper dive, but like we can add branding. So you can add like if you are a class and you want to like brand student work, or you want a kid, like you're doing project-based learning and kids are creating products, they can make a brand for it. Like there's all kinds of cool stuff you can do, but I can then just choose my theme. What's great is it allows students to focus on what they're saying, not how they're saying it. Because when there's like a million options, the first thing kids are going to do is add like a yellow background and pink font, and it's going to have 80 different animations, and it's going to be like all the focus on all the wrong things. And so this lets you just kind of focus on what the student has to say. And it's very, very easy and quick to pull it together. So I'm not going to get into it because I only have a few more minutes, but then what you would do is publish the link. So I grab that link. And oh no, you guys have to publish turned off, so that's not going to work. My bad. What I would do instead is download. So you can download it. Okay, so there. so I could download it and turn it in on Google Classroom. Correct? And correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, we actually use Canvas in our district.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's quite all right. But let me just say what I love about this. We've always given students video projects, and then we complain because it takes them so long to create and they never make sense. And that's what I love about this, is it teaches them that storytelling piece that we never have time to do.
No, it's
great. This is a great tool.
And they can app smash. They can grab things that they've created in other places. My daughter, when she was doing remote learning, she was doing her 7th grade science. They had her do, that project where it's like you build the cardboard arcade, and they're talking about motion and so she made that physical piece, but what she did is she took pictures of her process, actually, and I'm going to send it to you after so you can send it out. It's a great example of like ways of documenting student process, right? And it's just it was so rich as like an artifact of learning. And I mean, it happened to me, your mom, the teacher was like, this is awesome. Like, this is exactly what I wanted, So those are the kinds of things that like are really powerful. I want to make sure I share the challenge because we only have a few more minutes, right, Anne?
Yes.
And I also want to make sure I share just really quickly the edX. I'm sorry. Is this okay? I'm doing really fast because you told me to like.
Yes, I know. And I really asked you to share a lot in a short amount of time, but we could do a deep dive on every single one of these things that you're talking about.
Yeah, but I think like I want to trigger everyone who's here, just like some like quick ideas, because to be honest, guys, like this is really easy to use. Like young kids use it. It's not overly complicated. It is straightforward. And so like the truth is, then they click on it, they really usually figure it out quite quickly.
And we really wanted to emphasize this year that even though we were going to Chromebooks, tools like this are available to us now on the Chromebooks. And so we've kind of issued this challenge throughout the year. to post stuff on Twitter under the hashtag MISD Creative Chromies, because we want to be creative even with a Chromebook.
Oh, I get it. I used to do a session at ISTE for years, rethinking the Chromebook as a creation device. It was like my go-to session. I had that one forever because we got Chromebooks in 2012 after being, so like we started with iPads and then, 2013, and 2 years later had a slew. And I was like, I hate these, but we readjusted. Okay, so really fast, I want to share this challenge with you guys because it's fun, it's quick, and it's something that like you can really like, it's a great introduction, team building, however you want to look at it. So actually, I'm going to share with you where I have it. And I'm also going to follow up with Anne in an email so that like Anne can also send it off to everybody as well. So, or a DM, whichever is easier. Okay. So every month on our community, we have an Adobe Creative Educator community, which is really like exciting and fun. And every month we have a theme and we have a challenge that we launch at the beginning of the month. And it's a 15-minute challenge. Our challenges are really, really quick. And it's just like a great way of like thinking about creativity and getting creative. This month, our theme is teachers as designers. And like next week, we're bringing in the D school. And so we pair our themes with like partners. Next month is going to be classroom culture and social emotional learning. And we paired with Edutopia. And so we have these like great partners we bring in, and our challenges are connected to our themes. Just to give you, if you're seeing all this, that's kind of what's going on. And it's through our community. So over here, I launched it on the first Monday of the month. And I pin it to the top of my, if you're looking, like that's where it will always live and that's where it'll be. I pin it at the top. And so here is my tweet, and here's the Adobe Creative Challenge. And so when I click on it, it takes us straight to a page. I didn't get into page, but this is page. The only thing, page without share is like not really lovely. And so that's why I didn't really get into it as much. I'm being honest, like when you can't share it out, it's not as much as like, I'd love to be like, yes, but it's not that great. But this is a page. And so this is the 15-minute challenge. It connects straight up with the template. And then there's a little video here. And it's a really great video. My one of our teammates, Rebecca Hare, creates them every month. She creates the challenges. And it just kind of walks, this is for teachers, and it'll just kind of walk you through like how to modify it and get some design hacks. So it's not just like how do you just like think like a designer, and it teaches you design hacks, which is really cool too. So you come, it's a 6-minute tutorial that will walk you through how to use it and how to hack like the design yourself, which I think is super valuable as you're building in your design skills. So we have this challenge, and it's a really straightforward. It's like you go in, you modify it, and then you share it on our hashtag. And you can use your hashtag too, of course, if you wanted to participate. But just so you can see, like, it's blowing my mind. Oh my God. I like Nick. I love Nick. There is Nick. Oh my God. Nick is so dreamy. I don't know if you guys follow him, Nicholas Ferroni. I love him. There he is. And he's just such a good guy too. I know. I'm sorry. I just got like red. I'm like, oh my God, Nick participated. I love Nick. Right? Like, look at him. He's so cute. And he's so great. I sound terrible. Stop it. I am putting my foot in my mouth. I'm like, let me take it out. Okay. I'll stop right now. All right. So every time I'm going on, I'm seeing more, and I get so like, how beautiful is that? Like, so people are hacking the design, and it's literally blowing my mind. I haven't seen all these. I'm like freaking out. I'm freaking out. I'm literally like right now, freaking out because there's like 20 more since I checked like 3 hours ago. So this has like really been exciting because people like it. That's what's more important. It's fun, it's engaging, you share about yourself, you get to be creative, and you get to learn about each other. And I think that's so incredibly powerful. And so, oh my God, I know I'm seeing student ones, I don't want to cry. So yesterday we launched the student version of the challenge, which is attached right under mine. So we will launch a student version 2 weeks later. So it gives teachers the opportunity to participate. And then we launch a version for students. And there it is. And it's the same idea, but this time we connect it to the edX. Okay, don't mind this. Every time I open it here, it opens in Dutch. It's like the most bizarre thing on the planet. So here it is. It will work for you, I promise. It's just that don't ask me. Okay, so here's the student challenge, and here it is on the edX. If you're not familiar with the edX is where we house our lessons, our projects. We have thousands of curriculum aligned, like deep dive projects that are really high quality. And we also have online like courses that you can take. Some of those are connected to Pixar, Khan, like a lot of variety here that you can learn about, and it's all available for free on this platform. So let me just grab this back.
We have this linked. We have this linked on the last slide of our slide deck.
Perfect. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm zooming through this and I'm trying to get through it all.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
So this is the student challenge, really straightforward. It has like, here's the project instructions. It's the same idea. It's literally the same. It's just connected there. So 15-minute challenge. This is all you really need. It has the template and boom, it has the tutorial video, but the video is for kids. So literally, if you have subs and you want a quick sub plan, guys, like, I don't know about you. I would rather, like, I'm a teacher. Like, I would probably rather be sick, sometimes than have to write sub plans, right? It's like the bane of my existence. It's like more energy to write than to be there. But this is a great kind of quick activity that you can give. And I'm literally, and we didn't say to share student examples. Obviously that would be completely inappropriate for Adobe to do. Some people are sharing. Our idea was like, just share it with your classes. It was like, just use it. It's not a challenge for anything other than like, here you go, have fun. This is for kids. And so I want to leave you with this template. And I'm gonna send you all the resources and everything in like a tidy little, message. And so you can share this back out. But everything that you need is like ready to go. And come back the first Monday every month. We will launch new challenges, and we're gonna start like also doing some surprise and delay and like, having prizes and things that we send out. And so you'll start seeing that pop up in the next few weeks. Okay, Anne, I did it. I think I did it. What do you think?
You did a great job. We really do appreciate you taking time. I know that you're on the East Coast, and so you're an hour ahead of us. I really do appreciate.
Don't worry, I go until 8:00 tonight. So
oh, okay. Well, anyways, I really do appreciate you sharing this, all of this information with us. Elena, do you have some stuff you needed to say as we kind of wrap this up?
The only thing that I was going to say is thank you, Tanya. We really appreciate you joining us, and we are excited about the deep dive too. We'd love to collaborate with you on that. Midlothian ISD staff, thank you for joining us today, and we'd like you to complete the form so that you can get credit, and that is on our slide, which Anne, can you?
I sure can if I can
get on that one. But complete that form to receive credit, and John will also post that link in the chat so that you can easily access it. But while I'm talking about CPE credit, not sure about you guys, but you always know that our team firmly believes that to get the most out of our professional learning, we don't believe in just the one and done. And so since we have already been presenting with the challenge, we hope that you guys will implement this in your classrooms. And so if you do the challenge, we would love for you to post it on our form so that you can receive extra CPE credit as well for doing that. So we usually do an implementation challenge if you join us in our prior What's Up Wednesdays, but we will take on the challenge that you've gotten today and allow that to be our implementation task, or anything that you guys come up with. We would love to see what you have in store. But whether you decide to do it or not, make sure that you fill out the form so that you can receive credit. And I think that's about it.
That's about it.
Are there any questions that anybody has?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
We appreciate it. We love Adobe Spark, and now we know that we're gonna love Express even more.
Yeah, I didn't even get into templates and like all the new stuff, but yes, I tried my best in a half hour. I really did.
You did amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. I hope this was helpful and meaningful. I hate to waste anyone's time, so I appreciate your time very much.
Thank you. All right, we'll see everybody next month. Bye. Thank you.